JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 8th of November 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Monday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, a few of the instruments as always guys. Yep. But before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which is also updated on a daily basis. So yep, check it out here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts, so the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, so we're seeing a nice little corrective move lower. However, it's still trading above that 29,489 level that I mentioned to you last week. So, of course, the index is already closed for today. Let's see how this is going to play out going further. Of course, we'll keep an eye on the European equities today, European indices, US indices as well. So we'll see how they perform. If they manage to kind of, let's say, if they not manage to, but if they drift a little bit more to the downside, let's say today, then maybe we could see the cash index here of Nikkei drifting a little bit lower, and then we could get ourselves a little opening gap here to the downside. However, that's only in that scenario. For now, I would say that we're still, yes, we're still hanging above this hurdle. If actually the US indices will continue rallying, now that's together with the European indices, then yep, we might see Nikkei even also popping back up. But here from the technical side, I would rather maybe stick to the high of last week near the 29,880 zone right here. A nice pop above that would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, potentially more buyers could join in. So keep that in mind. If we, of course, like I said, if we do drop and stay below this 29,489 level, then a bit of a larger correction to the downside could be possible. Shanghai Composite, so this one, although drifted below this 200-day EMA, it didn't really move much lower, to be honest. Still, this the current lowest point of November is around the 3,477 territory, approximately around there. We did try to, you can see that the index did try to recover somewhat, and it did, but it kind of still remains below that 200-day EMA. So in a way, I would say maybe the bears are really trying hard here to keep this one in their hands, in their paws. Yeah, the bulls are fighting back. But again, let's from the technical side here, let's probably stick to this little hurdle here, the 3,477, just to be a little bit more on the safe side and to avoid any kind of choppiness around here, around that 200-day EMA, if there would be any. But like I said, long story short, if you're looking for some downside, then maybe the slightly more convenient area after a break of which we could consider the downside is this 3,477 level, which is the current lowest point of November. For the upside, I'll stick to the same rule. The 3,553 level, that's what I'm looking at in order to aim for the upside. Now, German index DAX, so new all-time high on Friday, and then you can see that it kind of drifted back down and fell back below the previous all-time high. So if you remember, I mentioned these scenarios before, that whenever we have a situation like that, when an instrument goes for a new all-time high, let's say, but then closes below the previous all-time high, now that might maybe indicate towards a slight possible slight correction lower. So however, looking at the cash index right now, we're currently sitting at around 16,025 level. I would say, in order to maybe consider that idea, or not even consider, but maybe to get a little bit more comfortable with that idea towards the downside, a drop below that 15,997 territory right here, marked by Thursday's low, could do the trick for a few more sellers, and yes, we could maybe see this index going for a bit of a larger correction to the downside. And the reason why I'm saying correction is because we're still trading above this upside support line, although tentative of course, but nevertheless an upside support line taken from the low of the 6th of October. The S&P 500, so as you can see here, a nice beautiful doji that was formed on Friday. Let's see if this is going to work out according to all the TA rules, and this will be seen as a nice little corrective signal. The cash index is currently sitting at around 4,689 zones, so we are below Friday's close. And another thing, of course, as I mentioned before, then let's see if this is not going to end up being some sort of an island reversal signal here as well. But again, that's too early for that. Let's see how today's session is going to go through. But yeah, for now, I'm going to be very careful here. Just bear with me one moment here. I just wanted to quickly double check what's on the economic calendar today. But yeah, it's quite a bit of a quiet one, it seems like that. So we only have the BOE Governor Bailey speaking. However, let's see if that's going to be the case here. I mean, if I can trust this economic calendar. Okay. Anyway, yeah, no major events here today. It seems like that. But again, looking at this picture here, and let's see how this is going to play out. Another thing here you can keep an eye on, of course, but it's a bit of a tentative, might be a little bit of a tentative line here. This upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of October, and in a way, if it gets broken and we see the index maybe falling below this 4,663 territory right here, which marks the high of the 3rd of November and is marked near the low of the 4th of November, if we get a drop below that hurdle, then yes, we might consider maybe a bit of a corrective move lower here. The XY dollar index, so after a good push higher, I mean, as you can see, this idea with the flag, with the bullish flag, did kind of work out. We did have a nice move higher, and we got a move towards that the highest point of October near the 94.56 territory, and we also managed to overcome that area slightly, but we've been then retraced back down heavily, as you can see here, and but found support near this previous barrier that I talked about, this 94.17 level. As you can see, now it acted as a fantastic area of support, and let's see if it can continue doing that. We also have this little short-term tentative upside line here taken from the low the 29th of October, so basically either way here, I mean, everything's still kind of let's say a little bit on the positive side here. However, if by any chance it starts falling below this hurdle and below this upside line, then well, maybe we could consider a bit of a retracement here to the downside. Now gold, massive explosion here on Thursday and Friday. Nice move higher, and the most important is we managed to overcome the highest point of October and stay above it, and that level is roughly around that 1814 zone. We're currently still trading above that area as well, so in a way I would say that as long as it stays above that zone, then yes, we could aim for we could still aim for some higher levels. where my next target is roughly around that 1834 zone, and then yeah, we will just take it from there. This 1834 area is marked near the highest point of July and near the highest point of September. Silver is also looking quite positive here. However, we're still unlike gold, we're still kind of trading below this 200-day EMA, and as you can see, let's say in the end of October, it did provide some sort of a hold up here, and then the commodity retraced back down. So what I would like to see this time is maybe actually a push above that, and I would like to see the commodity staying above this 200-day EMA. Also maybe a break of this 24.61 level would be needed just to be a little bit more on the safe side. But yeah, guys, I mean, at the moment, say I'm somewhat positive here, and yeah, we could go for some higher levels here, but I would really like to see this commodity kind of overcoming the 200-day EMA together with that 24.61 level first. US oil, which is WTI oil, so nice little retracement here back up. However, we're still below this upside line which we broke. So will this upside line act as a good area of resistance? Well, let's just wait and see. For now, I'll take a bit of a neutral stand here, because for me, I don't really like these formations, these scenarios. I would say if you're looking for some upside, then probably wait for maybe a push at least back above this 83.81 level, and then yes, we could maybe start considering some higher levels. But until then, I mean, it could hang around here somewhere. But then if the bears are still going to be stronger here, then another slide might be possible. So keep that in mind. Also, if it's, let's say, if you're looking for something more concrete, then I would say maybe keep your eyes on this 80.81 zone, which is near that 21-day EMA, because if it drops below this area, then it could kind of increase its chances for a further move south. A quick update on Bitcoin Cash. So, unlike Ethereum or Bitcoin or Ripple, basically, this one's a little bit lagging behind, but still could be quite an interesting one. Basically, we're now back above all of the EMAs here on the daily chart. So, you can see here that we formed a higher low, and can we now make our way higher? Well, I would rather, of course, for now, let's say I'm somewhat positive here on this one. But if it starts, let's say, pushing somewhere above this high, the high of last week near the 633 zone, then yes, I will aim for the upside. Also, I think we can draw this here. We can draw some upside tentative. Let me just mark that as well. So these tentative upside lines. But yeah, we can keep an eye on them for now, just to see if they will carry any significance at all. Jumping into AUD and NZD, so everything's working according to the plan here. I mean, the plan, if you remember, like almost for a month now, I kept on talking about this pair, and yep, basically we managed to break and stay below this 1.0418 zone. I talked about that previously, and so far so good. Yes, my next target here is this 1.0347, and then we will take it from there. For now, like I said, I'm looking towards the downside here, and can we reach this level? Well, again, this is probably my first target. This is going to be my first level here, and it would be quite interesting to see actually if we can actually go all the way back towards the lowest point of September. But again, let's go slowly on this one. Let's not rush into anything. For the upside now, this is where I'll probably draw this tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 12th of October, and in order to, let's say, consider the upside, I would like to see a break of this downside line, because also, just maybe to complicate here things a little bit more, let's see if this is not going to end up being a falling channel of some sort. But again, for now, keep this idea just in your head. Let's see if that's going to be the case or not. But again, for now, let's see. Like I said, I'm aiming for this 1.0349, or actually, let's round it up here, 1.0350 level. And around here, we could also test this if this is a falling channel here. We could test that lower side of it. But again, let's keep that for later. USD Jpy. So again, as I've mentioned to you last week, although it's it's very interesting here. I mean, could present itself with nice opportunities, but we need to wait for a confirmation break first, because we are currently stuck in this little triangle, as you can see here. And we've tested the lower side of it, but we failed to remain below this. We had a little false breakout here, as you can see, but we failed to stay below it. So in order to aim for lower levels, then yes, wait for a nicer, stronger drop through the lower side of this triangle. But again, we're not really getting that for now. Also, if you're looking for a level, then this could be an interesting one. The low of the 28th of October near the 113.25. A nice good drop below that would confirm a lower low. GBP USD. So this one is, this one's an interesting one as well, because again, as you can see, last week we saw a nice strong decline here. It fell below this 1.3518 zone, which is the inside swing high of the 30th of September, and we almost managed to reach the lowest point of September, but failed, fell shy by a few pips from doing that, and then we traced back down. However, we're still trading below this 1.3518, so this inside swing high of the 30th of September. If it continues to trade below this hurdle, then yes, we could aim for lower levels, and we could eventually aim for that 1.3412 territory, and then we'll just take it from there. For the upside, now I would like to see maybe in the near term, upside in the near term, I would like to see maybe a push back above this 1.3608 or 10 level, actually. So if we climb above it, then maybe we could consider a bit of an up move here towards this short-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 30th of July. Euro JPY. So again, this falling channel seems to be working out for now. Let's see if it will continue being the case. For now, I mean, you can see that the lower side of it is doing its job. Basically, it's providing support. Can we see a push back up? Well, I would rather maybe stick to maybe this little hurdle here. Or actually, let me just double check. I think we'll have to just reevaluate here things and look at this little level. So 131.58 zone, a nice good pop above that may open the door towards the upper side of this falling channel, and then we could take it from there basically. So in other words, if we draw an arrow here, then something like this still could be possible. But in order for me to consider this idea, I would like to see a push back above this 131.58 level. And finally, Euro USD. Still flirting with this 1.1525 level. And on Friday, you can see it broke below it, but failed to stay below it. So this just kind of puts more significance on this whole area. So we would like to see the daily candle kind of staying below this, the body of the daily candle staying below this, all this area here. And in order to aim for lower levels for now, I'm just going to continue observing the price action here, because for me, this is a little bit on the tricky side here. So it still has potential to go lower, but that confirmation break is required. Until then, I'm gonna leave it here basically. For the upside, I just need to see a break of this downside line here, and then we could take it from there. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for this for watching and listening. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for your views, for your likes and your comments. Hello, good morning to Evo. So yep, I hope everybody has a wonderful start of this week. Also, just a quick reminder that there won't be any videos on Thursday and Friday. But yep, Tuesdays and Wednesdays videos are gonna go ahead. So join me tomorrow morning as always at my Traders Espresso 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe. Bye for now.